What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Thursday, January 10th, 2022. This is the AMC and SPY Algo Exposed daily update and prep video for tomorrow and beyond. Wow. Volatility. Super nice green start after the red dump, great bounce. It was just all over the place, right? We had a push down first thing in the morning. Let me go into the 5-minute here. Before I start, let's dig in. Push down in pre-market. SPY push down, I'll get there in a minute. Then we got a bounce at open. We had a nice move back up to the neckline. And the neckline break. It got rejected hard off the neckline break and never did break that. I was talking about that yesterday, the day before, and that's what happened. And we got then hammered back down here this afternoon. AMC ended the day down 1.85%. Trading at $18.59, down another almost 0.5%. And after hours, trading at $18.50 currently. So, what I am looking at moving into tomorrow with the two potential fractal scenarios, one of which being the snake that is new, that I've talked about, that came from the new extended time frame. Again, I think this is supposed to be short, a small, big, short, long, whatever you want to call it. Little brother, big brother, time zones now that we're in. Not quite positive if it's like that or vice versa. We're going to know, obviously, and because we have two completely polar opposite potential projections using these macro fractal overlays. This is micro to macro. This is macro macro. Micro macro comparative. Macro macro comparative. So this was the end of, and I only have a piece of it to show you, the end of the last one, the last snake that I thought I did. It did lead us into 3 weeks worth of movement, which is what I believe this small time frame was, roughly. And that is the back or the last portion of it. Here's the overlay portion of the previous and now the new. Let me take that off. Oh, there. Other one. Got out of there. So this is the new one. And if we are in that shortened, or just come out of that shortened time zone, and into the larger one, which would be the last one as I can see it, right? Come out this one here. Just coming out of this one into this one. According to my calculations and what I've mapped out with the snake algo, that should be the last time zone that we are in before we get a hard move either direction. To complete that macro fractal prior to the next macro fractal beginning. Obviously, we all would hope it would be a move to the upside. I think by the looks of either one of these, it's indicating that at the end of the fractal and the end of that time zone. So that's what we're going to look at. Anyways, here's the new snake that showed itself on Monday. I found it on Tuesday. And I took the rest of some of the movements that we've had yesterday, the end of yesterday and today, and added them onto this. So I have the whole thing at this point, at least the first 3 days of it micro, which should lead 1, 2, 3, 28, 30. That should lead about 34 roughly days in that ballpark worth of macro movements. So anyways, that's it. Here, I'm sorry, I'm moving all over the place. My bad, y'all. Here is the macro perspective of that. I want to zoom in and show you what it looks like, where it's at, right? Pretty obvious to me. Again, a little nuanced in places, but nonetheless, right? It's the path. It's not about the exact candle for candle movement. It's not. It's a generalized perspective of the macro movements. And we have it here. So that is the bullish new snake that I am watching moving into evening, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow. Then we have the old dog, the old girl here. The macro to macro comparative from the 7-year macro descending wedge prior to the 2021 January run-up. And we're in that last portion, descent of that, the last descent portion. I'm tired, y'all. Bear with me. I wasn't even going to do a video tonight, and I was like, yeah, let me do one real quick. I literally was doing a post on here to tell y'all that I wasn't going to do a video because I am smoked. I need some sleep here tonight. But anyways, this is it. In that position, right? It has given months worth. This is just a piece of it. Given months and months and months worth. We go over it every night. Excuse me. Anyways, this is what I showed in the last couple videos. How this placement here, although we have a little bit of a void here, nonetheless, the generalized perspective of these macro movements are intact, and they have been for a long time. And right before we got out of the live stream, I talked about, and I've done it in the past videos, right? Even if we were to get some consolidation in here that would drag this out a little longer, you know, is that something that we would, or you would, or I would invalidate if it were not to make its move till then? The idea is zoom out, find the macro perspective of all of it, see it, and you can see that, and again, in my opinion, that would not, excuse me, in any way invalidate this macro fractal for me, even if it did that, right? It would suck, and I'm sure I'd be asked a million times, did we invalidate? Did we invalidate? But you see what I mean, okay? So anyways, that's where we're at within this macro overlay that we've been tracking for a while now. Obviously, the next generalized perspective of the macro movement is heavy downside. This one here may be a little consolidation, but nonetheless, heavy upside, not right out of the gate. Heavy downside, maybe not right out of the gate, but heavy downside, okay? Or maybe it is right out of the gate. But nonetheless, that's what they're implying with the overlays on top of them. Complete polar opposite moves. Macro moves. Imprint that in your head. Macro moves. Okay? All right. So that's AMC. Those are the two Algo overlays. The snake micro to macro comparative. The macro to macro descending wedge comparative. SPY. This is the 4-hour. This is the 4-hour for SPY. This is the 2008-2009 clip, blue laid on real time of the SPY movements in the correction and then crash, dead cat bounce, and then crash of 08-09. It's been tracking just this clipped portion since October, the very beginning of October. Again, generalized perspective of macro movements. Are they exact? No. Does it replicate? Yes. Would it have given projection, throughout this entire thing? Yes. Where are we at within this? Let's take a look. Right there. Tucked into this corner on the edge. Not quite out here on the edge yet. Tucked into the corner of it. This fulfilled dead on from what I talked about as well today. Potential short-term move to the upside. I had the line drawn in. I had the macro level it's been in here, right? Dead on. This was a box top, by the way. That little white top that I had in there that I had pulled from the previous W down here up through the third here. Actually, it's right there, that green candle that's in there, and right to it. It hit the third from the box top schematic, box top method and schematic that I use, that I've created and used. If you're not aware of it, check it out. It's game changing. But that's what it did. It hit it directly, and down we go. Be aware of the compact W. I've talked about that. And then a continuation to the upside. If that were to potentially fulfill, you can see that it does display a W here, but then it breaks back down, right? And we can figure that out with the macro pull of the third from the previous, which takes us to this. And we come here for the macro third, and we can pull it across once we have macro box top. But across, it takes us to this. So we know that it's indicating downside from this box top. And then we have the macro overlay on top indicating the same thing from the 0809 in this position of it. As far as I'm concerned, this looks good where it's at. It has for quite a long time. I know we get a little itchy at times. We want to say, and I do too. I'm at fault for it sometimes too, especially with these overlays, because I'm like, damn, is it in the right spot? You know what I mean? I feel the pressure. So I try not to do that. A couple of y'all have told me, hey, no. Like, you know what I mean? Take a look at what you got. Take a look at what you've had with it. Don't switch it up. So that's what it is indicating in this current position. Obviously, this here's a little bit different as far as maybe, the short term. This does show short-term move to the upside and then hard move to the downside. Could this just continue to move to the downside hard? Absolutely. This would align itself, I think, a lot more with the macro AMC macro descending comparative. Obviously, maybe a short-term push up, maybe not, maybe just straight down. But either way, and I did look at the dates. The dates line up for the next few moves to the downside with this and with the 7-year macro to macro comparative on AMC. So that's an interesting data point to in the back of your head as well. Other than that, y'all, that's what I got. Super quick one tonight. 13 minutes. By the time I close here, it'll be 14 and a half or 15. So very, very good day today. Again, a ton of money making going on. Once again, Xtreme Gainz family, y'all are killing it. Proud of you. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of this channel. I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud of the community. Just proud. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Y'all have picked me up the last 2 days. I've struggled here physically the last 2 days. If I'm being 100 with y'all, and I am, and I always will be. Yesterday was a struggle, and today even more so. So y'all have lifted me up, and I appreciate that greatly as well. We forged through, and we'll get through it one way or the other. I hope this is prepared for everything. I know that it should be surprised by nothing. I know we'll have some people that are surprised, but either way, we're making an attempt at doing that. So appreciate the continued support. Do me a favor, leave a like on the video. Comment for me if you will. Let me know you were here. And I will see you all tomorrow morning in the live stream right here. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. from market open to market close. If I don't see you then, and I will see you all in the update video tomorrow night. Yep, tomorrow night after market close. Enjoy your evening. I'm going to go get some rest. I will talk to you all in the morning. Later.